Hello students, welcome to your first class. Okay, so as you have been studying science since class 1, and in your class 11th you must have studied the subject chemistry, right? And under the subject chemistry you must also have studied the 3 portion of chemistry, that is, you all must be knowing this thing, right? That chemistry is divided into physical, right? Inorganic and organic chemistry, correct? You all must be familiar with this thing, that chemistry is divided into 3 parts, right? Physical, inorganic and organic, correct? In physical chemistry we deal with the mechanism, right? The physical processes that is happening in our day-to-day life. We studied those mechanism, what are the properties applying in our reaction happening. For example, while boiling water, what is the phenomena that is governing the boiling of water, and etc., right? So these are the this comes under physical chemistry. Okay, we study about solid, we study about gaseous, we study about equilibrium, we study about the thermodynamical property. I hope you all have understood all these terms in your 11th properly, and now you are ready to take more, no, I would say it's more, but a little bit slight little more complex terms. You are ready to understand those things. Okay, so yeah, so chemistry, it has physical chemistry where you will be learning about solid, you are learning about Raoult's law, you will be having gaseous, you will be learning about vapor, you will be learning about colligative property and everything. Cool. Next you have inorganic chemistry. In inorganic chemistry you must have studied S block and the 2 group of the P block, correct? I hope you have studied. And in our inorganic chemistry in class 12 we will be learning about the remaining of the P block elements. We will be learning about the D block element, the F block element, the general configuration. We will be learning about the different methods to to bring up the different metals, non-metals. We will be learning about gold, silver in details. Okay, we will be learning about ores, we will be learning about the process governing it. And in our organic chemistry, well, this is the most interesting and slightly tough part than physical and inorganic chemistry. Okay, we will be learning about haloalkanes, haloarenes, aldehyde, carboxylic acid, etc. Okay, not to take tension when you learn all these portions separately nicely, and when you read for your exam it will be very much easier. Okay, so today we are going to start with the solid state. Okay, we are going to start with the solid state, the very first chapter of your syllabus. Okay, we are going to start with the solid state. As we know that when we studied states of matter in your class 11th, okay, states of matter, when you have studied all the states of matter in your class 11th, you must have studied about the liquid state, the gaseous state, and now we will study in details the solid state. Okay, so let us first see. Okay, now I will read it out and then we will understand the things. Okay, We are mostly surrounded by solids and we use them more often than liquid and gases. Obviously, we are more surrounded by solid, right? Like, you are sitting in a solid chair, I'm using a solid pen, you are writing with a solid pen, and everything around you, you will see more of solid. The walls, your room, your ceiling fan, your tube light, everything is more of solid. And liquid, obviously we are breathing gas, okay, we are breathing gases, carbon dioxide, oxygen, we are drinking liquid, okay. So yes, liquid and gaseous are obviously there, but in more we are surrounded with what? We are surrounded with solids. Correct? You agree with me or you disagree? I hope you are agreeing. Okay, for different application we need solid with widely different properties. Okay, so in different activities we need solid. Like while I am explaining to you, I need this screen, I need this pen. Both of these are solid. This is a small solid, this is a large solid. So solids can be of different size, different shape, different orientation, but ultimately in different shapes and size and orientation we need solid. Okay, understood? Next we have these properties depend upon the nature of constituent particles and the binding force operating between them. Now in your class 9th, and in your class 11th, you must have understood that we have a matter. Okay, when we have a matter, I hope you know what matter is, correct? So any thing that has a mass, volume and that occupies a space is a matter. So you must be knowing that this matter has particles inside it, correct? And these particles are in random motion. Okay, so these are the small particles that make up the, what is it making up? That make up the matter. Okay, these are the particles, right? These are the particles. So what is it saying? It is saying that the properties depend upon the nature of the constituent particle, right? Obviously, now how these particles are arranged, how they are behaving, everything of the solid depends on this particular thing, right? Okay, so if the particles are very far away, or they are arranged randomly, or they are arranged in a particular way, correct? So these things can, what can it do? It can change the overall property of a solid. Okay, so the properties, the solid, basically the solid properties depends upon the nature of constituent particles, and the force operating between them. Now with what force? Now with, as I told you that matter has particles inside it. Now whether these particles are attracting each other or they are in complete opposite direction, or how they are, okay, what are the features, they are in attraction or if they are in repulsion, all these factors hugely hamper the property of solid. Done? You have understood the properties depends upon two things, that is the nature of the constituent particles and the binding force operating between them. Understood? Okay, therefore the study of structure of solid is important, right? वैसे तो we have directly one solid, we can just see it in the peripheral and we can comment on it. It is black color, it is long, right? We can just comment seeing the peripheral. Now why do we need to study the inside of the solid, and why do we have a complete big chapter in your 12, that is in your first, in your 12 first chapter? Why is it that we have to study solid state? Obviously there must be something very much important that we need to understand, right? So that is it, that the binding force, how are the particles, how are the particles attracted or repulsed, or they are in repulsion with each other, the details about the nature of constituent particles. When we understand all these things nicely, only then we can completely comment on solid, and we can develop new feature that will be useful for humankind. Okay, so I hope you know that all these things that we are learning now is really useful for the benefit of human. Different kind of medicine, different pharmacological the applications, and lot of things are completely based on chemistry, biology. Okay, so when we understand all these things nicely, we can develop medicines for maybe cancer, we can develop medicines for diabetes, for life killing, COVID. Okay, everything is everything you will be able to, you will be able to understand and you will be able to develop when we understand these things in details. Okay, so we need to basically we need to know the binding force between them and the nature of constituent particles in a solid.